Hi, this is Jonathan Mendez, founder and CEO of Neuralift AI, and I'm going to walk you through this presentation we gave recently on AI-ready data for real-world marketing use cases. Here's a little bit about me. Let's get into it. So, to get your data AI ready, especially for marketing, it's actually not that difficult. I think the benchmark most people should aspire to is that your CMO would be able to understand the data set if she or he were reading it as a table or a spreadsheet, understanding what every column is for, what the values and metrics are within the column, and be able to follow that along across the row, and of course, every row being a customer. Here we can see why that is so important. Treating one customer as three different customers with different identities provides a ton of noise in your data set. It's bad for your customers, it's bad for your marketing, it's bad for your business. So a global identifier is needed, and this is really the foundation of AI-ready data. A single row for every customer with behavioral, transactional, enrichments, values, formulas, metrics. The more data that you have about your customer, the more the AI will be able to help. Now let's get into the basics. The first thing is logical and intuitive naming. You want to ensure that the feature and file names are clear and meaningful, simple but descriptive. The file context itself and the context should be explained. These explanations will help go into the context window and help inform the AI to solve whatever problem you're looking for a particular use case. A data dictionary can be super helpful here. KPIs, values, and definitions are super important as well. You want to use the KPIs to help inform the AI as to what's important and what you're trying to accomplish. You'll also want to make sure fields are complete. You can have blanks, but if it's actually a 0, you should put 0 in. And if you don't know the value, you should mark it as unknown. So fill in what you know, and AI will understand the rest. Number 5 is really important. Be consistent with your date formats. The best practice is ISO 8601, but consistency is what matters most. AI is very good with dates and understanding dates and days and seasons, however, not if the data is inconsistent. And last thing would be numericals. Ensure you have the correct data type with floats, continuous data. For continuous data and strings and integers for categorical data, always expect to convert to the expected types. Now let's get ready for advanced AI data prep for customer data. Here, we'll want to transform our customer data into features that expose meaningful signals to the model. So this really requires understanding of the business and aligning what's important for the business with the data. What is it telling us about our customers? Why is it important? Here we'll look at some more advanced data prep for variables. Here you can see with categoricals, you want to keep their original string like literals. And for continuous variables, you might want to create tiers or bands to reduce noise and let the model identify patterns better that are relevant to your business. Understanding what the key increments of your business are, for example, what's a lot of orders, what's a small amount of orders, and putting the data into that format will help the AI understand. Here's a code example. Now let's talk about Booleans. So these are really valuable and important to capture marketing signals like events, status, and they can link closely to your target variables to drive opportunity discovery from the AI. But again, domain knowledge is really important here. So you should encode these as true, false, or 0, 1, and keep them consistent for model compatibility. Here's an example in SQL and Python as well. Aggregates are really valuable. Things like counts and sums can be aggregated to provide useful signals, especially around behavior. And choosing time windows to aggregate lookbacks is really important to surface cadence-based patterns around your customers in terms of what's trending, positively or negatively. But again, they must reflect the marketer's context and decision horizon. SKUs are a great example here. SKUs by themselves may not be super meaningful, but if they're aggregated into subcategory or category levels, they can really start to show what's important for the business and improve operational relevance. Here are some examples as well. We have two use cases now that are super advanced. The first one here is loyalty signals. We want to see across our customer segments who is loyal and who was loyal but is no longer loyal. Here you can see the explanation of how we're doing that, the final select, and the code example on the right. The second use case is one for casino proximity. So here we wanted to have the AI tell us, based on a certain time horizon, a window, actually this was an event, a flood, has travel distance positively or negatively impacted our VIP customer segments since this flood event? And here's the explanation to resolve distance from the time a player lives from a casino. This affords us whole new dimensions around our customers. Here are some of those dimensions and how they relate to our marketing, the who, what, and why. So we could see different segments here based on their proximity. And again, align our marketing messages now once we understand this from the AI and from the way we've constructed our data set. I want to give a big shout out to the Customer Data Alliance. This presentation, as you saw, was presented there on May 8th, 2025. It is a great organization you should all check out and join. Thank you very much.